As a child who grew up in Vancouver, memories of open supermarkets stacked with mandarin oranges and fresh buns come to mind when Chinatown is mentioned. 20 years later, walking down Pender Street just before sunset, things look a bit different. It appears like many of these family-owned businesses have become abandoned storefronts, new eateries, or coffee shops. The dim sum place across the street doesn't get nearly as much attention, and when it does, customers are from a different cultural and socio-economic class. Despite standing right in the heart of Chinatown, the fond memories that once were shaped by this urban core's unique identity felt missing. There are many other visible changes in the landscape as well, like this building, and it is not alone. Many cities around the globe are in the midst of a controversial structural shift. Gentrification, which is the redevelopment of inner cities accompanied by the influx of affluent populations, real estate investment, and displacement of local residents, is currently taking major bites out of Chinatown. In the 1800s, this neighborhood was established by a community of Chinese railway workers as a social space in which residents felt a sense of belonging. Fast forward to 2012, the Chinatown Revitalization Plan was introduced. However, with emphasis on market-driven strategies and commercial development, communities worry the plan may replace existing cultural aspects with westernized upper-class ideals. Before widespread gentrification, there was the preconceived notion that restaurants reflected an area's demographics and history. However, food trends here today do not reflect the local communities. Instead, they indicate the pressures that new affluent populations are bringing to the city core. So, why are upscale eateries located here? Unfortunately today, urban centers are often firstly seen as a development site rather than a community. As such, developers rebuild neglected houses with former cheap rents for more luxurious condos, businesses, and restaurants. In November 2017, a crowd of community voices made history by convincing the Vancouver Development Permit Board to reject a proposed condo project called 105 Kiefer. For many locals, the project, which would have been built right next to the railway workers' memorial and included only a few affordable units, symbolized that certain residential and commercial projects are being developed in Chinatown with little regard for its needs. New restaurants in gentrifying neighborhoods serve as a symbol for the shift towards higher living standards that only new demographics can afford. These restaurants have the ability to fuel gentrification, yet they also hold the power to bridge diverse communities. As Vancouver adapts and grows in the global context of urbanization, we begin to ask ourselves, who is the city really for? After all, maximizing the happiness and success of all residents should be one of the key goals of a successful urban space and of modern-day planning processes. For Chinatown, this means an inclusive neighborhood, one that is not afraid of changing ideas, one that is culturally vibrant, economically thriving, and has affordable housing. Scholars have encouraged us to view cities as portals that allow us to comprehend transformations in time and space. These then create the narratives that weave stories together, forming a mosaic of a city's identity and the story it tells.